Welcome back, new viewers and game bears. It is time for a new episode of the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke, and today we're right in front of the Castelia City gym, and we're going to take on said gym. But before we do, it's time for a quick team recap, just so you all get up to speed on what the team's looking like. And today we have Hubert the Tranquil, level 30, with the moves, Air Cutter, Roost, Air Slash, and Taunt. Balstuff, the Pick Knight, with the moves Flame Charge, Arm Thrust, Ember, and Work Up at level 30, holding a Charcoal. We have Kisara, the Girder, with the moves Rock Throw, Focus Energy, Rock Smash, and Wake Up Slap at level 26. We have Velvet Crow, the Drillbur, holding a Quick Claw, level 26, with Metal Claw, Dig, Hone Claws, and Slash. We have Elise Ludus, the Light Bird, with the moves Grass Knot, Pursuit, Torment, and Feka. Too bad it won't be all that good for this battle, but that's okay, at level 23. And finally, Chester, the Swadloon, level 23, holding a Miracle Seed, with the moves Struggle Bug, Shooting Shot, Bug Bite, and Razor Leaf. So, now that we have everything all cut up, let us waltz into this gym right now and begin. What do you think of Castelia City? I bet with all of the bustling people, you started feeling worn down on your way to the gym. Never mind, this will help take it. Got some more fresh water. The theme of this gym is walking through walls. At first glance, these funny honey walls may look impassable or even impossible. If you try hard, it'll work out, so I say. But if it doesn't, there's a sweet tip. Step on the switch on the floor. Alright, so the whole gimmick of this gym is walking through honey walls, which I'm pretty sure could potentially suffocate a person, but at least honey's extremely tasty, so I don't know. Also, you'd be completely covered in honey afterwards. I don't know how my character over here just got through that without getting completely covered in honey, but magic, I guess. Alright, stepping on that switch opened up one of the walls, while partially opening the other. We just need another switch in order to do that. Battles in the Castelia gym are beautiful, they are pure art. Our Harlequin Jack sends out a Swaddle. Alright, go Hubert. Now I have Hubert on the front just so he can get some quick experience. So we can get him up to level 32 and quickly. Down goes the Venipede. Followed beautifully. It's also an art. No, it isn't. That's just an excuse. I gotta press on the button over here so we can open this gate. Also, I never noticed this, but there's little butterflies, or I guess butterfrees, kind of, on the gates. That's pretty cool. Nice detail. I never noticed that after all these years up until now. Alright, time to go through this again. Come on, we gotta keep going. Gotta keep pushing upwards in order to make it through. Requires the player to be a little bit more interactive with it. Don't just stand there, you know? When you step on the switch, the ones that pop out is moi. On that note, have a battle with moi. Very funny. I guess. I don't know. Our Harlequin Carry sends out Swaddle. Alright, Air Cutter. Goodbye. Alright, next up, Dwayable, which is not the best. I'm not liking the way this is looking. So, I think Girder should handle this one. Girder thankfully resists both of Dwebble stabs. Alright, Fansack and resist that too. Bug Rock really is not the best type combo, is it? Just so many things resist that type combo, it's actually kind of sad. Mostly just fighting at steel types, though. Alright, Rock Smash, down you go. I wasn't hiding under the floor just to lose. You lost anyways. Hiding makes battle instinct still, you know? I bet they do, and yet who was hiding just now? You. Alright, seems this... Oh, I think there's a trainer there, most likely. I might as well fight him for the extra experience. Alright, opens up that gate, and now we can waltz on into there. That way we need to fight that anyway, so we can get into this middle gate here. Time to push on through. We can do it. There we go. Imagine trying to push through that in real life. Good lord. I mean, at least you get a mouthful of honey while you're at it. Also makes me wonder how nobody tries to ram into that hard enough so the wall of honey just straight up breaks. Alright, this gate will open. And that one will not open until we hit that button on the other side of there. I remember back in elementary school, I actually overleveled the type pick that I had quite a bit to get an Ember for this fight. Which I kinda did here, just without the Ember, I guess. Yeah! Thank you for going through the trouble of calling me out. I'll channel my gratitude into my Pokemon's moves and make sure it gets to you. Yeah, I don't want it to get to me, thank you. You can do that with somebody else. You're challenged by Harley Quinn Rick. And Swaddle's your only Pokemon. Easy. At least one of you should have a Swadloon. Alright, Aircutter. Down you go. I was defeated by Struck Spirit. You're not fazed by anything. If you hadn't stepped on that switch, I'd be stuck in the way. That's right. Bug gym trainers like to be bugged. Okay. Tell that to any of the other regions with a bug type specialist too. Yeah, you have to go into the middle of the gate. You can't just go to the sides. I mean, I guess for very specific reasons the game has you do that. Wouldn't have made much of a difference if you went to the sides of the gate anyways. Let's go to the right side of it. Nope, didn't work. Gotta do the middle. Imagine the amount of combis I would have to make all of this honey in order for this gym to work. What do you think? This Pokemon gym, how should I say, isn't it full of outrageous and mysterious charms? Not quite, though. The honey's really tasty. And you think after going through all those walls of honey, you'd be absolutely, not even just covered in honey, you'd be drenched in it, coated in it. Anyways, Harlequin Lewis. Sends out a Venupeter. Alright, Aircutter. Oh, come on, where you are? Who do you think you are, a VGC player? Come on, man, why are you using Protect? We're not even in doubles. Doesn't matter. Goodbye. Alright, Swaddle. Aircutter once again. Goodbye. As a trainer, you are full of charm. Alright, time to press this button and we can make it to the big old gym leader. I'm not going to start off with Hubert for this because of that pesky, well, I'm admittedly a little bit worried about, maybe not that much, just because of that added rank typing. That can be a little annoying, which I kind of like that bit of team structure he makes. Puts a rock type on there to just get in the way of any fire or flying types that might make it a little hard for him. While still also keeping those bug types theming. Not bad at all. Alright, and here we go. It's funny how his gym room is just this kind of ceiling, I guess. Or the top of a building, if you want to say. And then surrounded by this black void. They could have added some backgrounds here or something, which Black and White 2 will later do with some of its gym leaders. But before we fight him, you know what they say, it's good to keep a record. And I kind of wish I had U-turn on at least one of my Pokemon, because pivoting would be really good right now. Too bad you don't get U-turn from this gym. You'll see what I'm talking about in a bit. Thanks again for your help. My bug Pokemon are scurrying with excitement about getting to battle you. Let's get straight to it. You're challenged by Elite Burgh. I sent out a Whirlipede. Alright, I don't want to touch it because I know it has poison points, so a non-contact Ember I think is the best move here. And thankfully, since we're part fighting type, we're neutral to rock type moves, which is very good. Poison Tail out, please don't poison me. Ow! Critical hit honestly crits better than poison. Alright, no flame charge, I don't want to accidentally set off a... what do I call it? A poison point ability. Alright, Ember. Quit using those hyper potions, man. Well, I guess better this so he gets to waste those hyper potions. Kind of got him to a stun lock so he can't use those later on. Alright, delay a Blair. I no need to use work up, I don't think, and this thing most likely has sturdy anyway, so might as well use this turn to get her speed up. In case Leavanny potentially outspeeds us, though, it's unlikely. Smackdown, which will ground flying type Pokemon as well as Pokemon Levitate, allowing them to get hit by rock type moves if you didn't already know that. I just wish that move was a little stronger. Maybe raise it to base 80 power instead of, it's only like base 60. Alright, and Leavanny is the final Pokemon. This shouldn't be hard at all. Could it be time for the bug out of here? No, I refuse to be squashed. And Flame Charge. What do you think you are, a VGC player? Again, I'm one to talk. Anyways, time for you to quit stalling. You've lost. I don't know why they gave it Protect at this point in the game. Again, it doesn't really help it much in singles. It just kind of stalls. Is it over? Yes, my moose abandoned me! I lost. Whatever. Losing to you doesn't bug me because you're amazingly strong. This is the gym badge. You beat me, so it's yours. And we now have the Insectoid badge, or just Insect badge. Which loosely looks like a bug's wing. You got the Insect badge from Burgh. It's the Insect badge. It's insectable. I mean, incredible. If you have 3 badges, Pokemon to level 40 will obey you, including trainer Pokemon. Because I'm a generous guy, I'll also give you this. You got TM76. Struggle Bug. I really wish you gave me U-turn. U-turn would honestly be much more useful. Struggle Bug also lowers the special attack of the target that was damaged. I'm the best guy to tell you. It's the little things that count. Alright, time to get on out of here. It's time to get on to the next city. And I think we have a rival fight coming up as well. Against Bianca, more specifically. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Wow, that's amazing! You swatted aside our gym leader Burgh's tricky attacks. I can barely imagine how much stronger you're going to get. Oh, no need to imagine, man. It's already happening right in front of you. Extra receiver is ringing. Alright, what do you want, man? I want to get to the next town already. Hey there! Well, how are you now? Could you do me a favor? Let's have a Pokemon battle. See what was I saying earlier? Iris has trained me, and I've become a little stronger. I should be able to protect my own Pokemon now. Well, let's meet at the gate of Route 4. Okay, see you later. Alright, so we're battling Bianca again. But first, I want to go to the Pokemon Center for a sec, just for a quick healing. Just for a quick healing and healing. Might as well see what these NPCs have to say while we're here. Next time, I'll do it. Next time, I want to eat a Castilla cone for sure. Oh, I gotta wait till summertime for that. Hey there, trainer. Are your Pokemon healthy? Being healthy is best, because when you're healthy, you can do anything. Almost anything, within limits, of course. Battling is beautiful. And what do you have to say? At the Battle Company, we welcome trainers who are proud of their skills. Alright, seems interesting, but we won't be doing that anytime soon. Alright, time to heal. And we're gonna put Hubert back in the front for this boss fight coming up. Alright, Pocket Monsters. And Hubert back in the front. Alright, let's just go through here to see if we see anything interesting. Probably not, but you don't know. Alright, no need to go into these buildings. There's a lot of post-game activity you can even do here as well. Alright, nothing in the trash can. Alright, we should be able to find Bianca around here. There we are. Hello, Spare Bear. You remember the promise you made on the Extra Receiver? How could I forget? It was like a minute ago. So let's get right to our Pokemon battle. But before that... They said we could have a Pokemon battle in the gate as long as we're careful not to break the electronic bulletin board. Is that what they're really most worried about? Okay. I'm the new and improved version of me. It's going to get a great this time. And let's start up our Pokemon battle again. Alright, we're fighting Bianca for like the 3rd time this game. Actually, 4th time. There's your challenge by Pokemon Trainer Bianca. And she sends out her dare. Alright, Hubert, show them your strength. You may have Intimidate, but I'm not intimidated, it doesn't matter. Despite me being primarily a physical attacker, I have special attacks I'm pretty much stuck to using. Jeez, look how little that does, it's so annoying. Anyways, Air Slash hit. There we go. That should kill. That sends out Muna. Forewarned. You have Air Slash? Or, yes, I have Air Slash. Yes, I do. Of course I miss. How much Side Beam doing? Alright, not a lot. That's good. I do have a very special defense nature, so that definitely helps here. In Prison, that doesn't matter when my moves are completely different to yours. There's no way you have any of the moves that I have. Alright, Super Potion. That's fine. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Alright, one more Air Cutter. I'm pretty sure they both have 95 accuracy. Yeah. Alright, Moon is down. Next up, Panpour. Now, Panpour doesn't really have any status moves I should be worried about. Air Slash. Down you go. And last up, your Servine, which is in a very bad spot. Air Slash. Also, her Pokemon are lower level than Burgh's Pokemon. If you didn't have trouble with Burgh, or you could deal with Burgh, you're definitely gonna deal with her team decently well. Alright, and Huber's now level 31. I trained with Iris, but I still couldn't win. I'll never be a strong trainer like you or Sharon or Iris, but, you know, since we left New Town, I've met a lot of people, and I've been thinking about what I want to do in life. When you look at it that way, Pokemon have given me a lot of new experiences. Having my Pokemon stolen was just really hard, and I felt really unsure. Still, I gotta say, I'm really glad I went. I've learned so much on this journey, and I also learned that being with Pokemon is really, really important. Okay, well, I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye, Spare Bear. Time to go on. I think there's also another rival fight with Charon. I don't want to run to that guy. Yep, there he is. Hey, Spare Bear. I've been waiting for you to get the insect badge, and now it's time to see which one of us is the stronger trainer. I just had a rival fight. Why are we having another one? I mean, as I mentioned probably in the first episode or two, this game has a lot of rival fights. Probably the most rival fight of any Pokemon game. Also, you still have a Pito. Heh, I'm better get me an Pheasant. Or as they call it, an Umphazon. We'll wait on that. Oh yes, there's Sandstorm here. That's actually kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But thankfully I have a ground type to deal with this. Alright, goodbye to Pito. Alright, buffeted by Sandstorm. That is a little annoying. Chip damage is not my favorite. Alright, there's no way you have an Ice type move. No way at all. Air Slash Flinch. Or just Air Slash Kill with a crit. Get out of here, Duwati. Alright, Pansear. Alright, Air Slash once again. Alright, Flinch. Alright, Sandstorm kills him? Not quite. You seem to understand the importance of the first attack very well. What first attack? You don't get a preemptive strike in this game, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess the closest thing to that is, like, one-time priority moves per switch-in, like, Fake Out, for example. I guess is the Pokemon equivalent to something like that? I don't know. Alright, and Leopard is the final Pokemon. Well, Leopard's pretty frail, so... Our Pursuit, oof. Glad I didn't switch out. Alright, even a crit shouldn't kill from here, that's fine. Alright, critical hit. Speaking of crits. Impressive, but why couldn't I win? It's now clear to me. The reason you are so tough is the trust between you and your Pokémon, but that shouldn't be a problem. I can get more out of Duat, and my other Pokémon too. The extra receiver is ringing. Hello there. Spaber, do you have a second? Professor Juniper, do you need something? I called Bianca too, but I guess she didn't hear the call. I wonder what she's caught up in. Well, I suppose I'll just have to call her again later. Okay, I'll be waiting for you two in front of the gates in Nimbasa City. Hello? I'll just ignore him, that's rude. Nimbasa City's gate is straight down Route 4. I'm totally not salty, she just hung up on me. How rude. But anyways, now that we are in a new route, it is time for a new encounter. What will we get today, I may ask? Let's switch Velvet into the front so she's not affected by the sandstorm. Might as well pick this up too. X accuracy. What will we get? There's quite a few good things we can get here. And we get a Darumaka. Our Darumaka can be quite dangerous, I think. Alright, Sandstorm's a ruin. Though Darumaka could also be a little annoying to use. So I'd rather, if I do catch this, I'd rather use it for, I guess, safekeeping reasons. Alright, let's switch into ball stuff so I can resist the fire type moves. Because there's an ability Darumaka has that I'm a little worried of, that being Hustle, which will power up its moves by 50% if they land, but in exchange they all have 80% accuracy. Fire Fang, definitely doing something like that. And the Sandstorm will slowly weaken it, so let's hope it doesn't weaken him too much. Alright, come on, Great Ball. And, no, come on, man. Fire Fang. The sand is going to be very annoying, let's just say. Let's keep at it with the Great Balls. Alright, stay on the ball, please. That's the third Fire Fang hit in a row. Yeah, you have 80 accuracy on that move, by the way. Getting in some worry territory. I almost said category. Come on, in the ball. You know you wanna. You know you want to. There we go. We got Darumaka, and it's a male. So who should I name? Actually, I think it's obvious who I should name it after. Of all tales of characters. Alright, Darumaka, the Zen Charm Pokemon. When its eternal fire is burning, it cannot calm down and it runs around. When the fire diminishes, it falls asleep. I give Darumaka a nickname? Yes. We're gonna name him the Return of Ifrit, the Great Spirit of Fire from Tales of. And there's multiple Tales of games where the Great Spirits show up in, like Fantasia, Symphonia, or Zilia. So, welcome back, Ifrit. You're with us again in spirit, but sadly I cannot use you since I do not need type overlap on this team. Alright, let's go back to Castillo City just to heal real fast. And then we can deal with this route and everything on it. I wish there was a little bit of a faster way to get to the Pokemon Center over here, but I guess we're going the slow route for now. Alright, just walking on down here. I just want to find that dancer guy that we were supposed to see in the last episode. Actually, wait a minute, I think No. He's not on one of the bridges, at least I don't think so, right? I said bridges, but one of the tips of the city over here. I didn't see him down here. Nope, not at all. Either I guess I'll just find this guy off screen. Don't need to find him now. Because he could be anywhere. Truthfully. Now, I wonder what this chick has to say, if she has anything neat to say. She's just standing there. Pokemon trainers around for show combinations with Pokemon even during road construction. Alright, that's something neat to know, I suppose. Alright, now let's keep going. Why don't we start off with finding this guy? Oh, trainer! Take a look at the sand. Do you see how some areas are lighter and some of the sand looks darker? Pokemon are hiding in the dark sand. Well, thanks for telling me, good sir. And there should be a hidden item right over here. No hidden item? Okay, then fine. Then I don't know why that little path is sitting there, but okay. Deep in the desert ahead of here, and the desert resort, there are some ruins that have become a little tourist destination. Alright, let's fight some backpackers. Well, at a time like this, let's have Pokemon battle. And funny, unlike in regions like Hoenn, we don't need some weird goggles to walk through here. And yet sand is constantly going in your eyes. I've never been in the middle of a sandstorm myself, but I hear it's quite uncomfortable for that stuff to constantly be going into your eyes. Rightfully so, honestly. Anyways, Darumaka is our opponent. This will be a very easy dig. Quick Claw didn't really need to activate, but that's okay. And down you go. I see. Was that your favorite Pokemon? Definitely not. I have ones that I like a bit more. Alright, burn, heal. Alright, nothing to see here. Just something we run into. Another Darumaka. I don't think there's any other times in the entire game where you can even get another Darumaka. This is the only route, I'm pretty sure. My traveling partner is a Pokemon that a popular guidebook recommended. And you're going to entrust it to battle when you might need it to travel around? Alright, if that's what you want to do. Backpacker Anna sent out to QOTD. That's not the best. Because grass type moves are going to do quite a bit to me, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Though I am much higher level than it, I don't really want to risk anything. Just saying, I don't want to be a risky risk. Chester can deal with this one. Quarters of sand grass type moves that might be coming. Though the sand, on the other hand, can be a little annoying. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, wait, this is Gen 5, you can still be affected, or grass types can still be affected by powder moves. That wasn't changed until Generation 6. So we gotta deal with the annoyance that is paralysis. I'm not the biggest fan. But goodbye to Cottony nonetheless. Chester did good. The guidebook does not tell me how to win, because that's not what the guidebook is meant for. Our Sandelius. Sandile, I don't think has any abilities that help it in the sand. However, since we're in the sand, we actually get double speed. No, Sand Force would honestly be better in this case, I think. Alright, we got an Ether. Alright, there's another backpacker up here we have to fight, but what did we run into over here? Probably nothing. Darumaka. Honestly, might as well fight you and get a little extra EXP out of this. He's gonna hit me with that rage. Quick Claw unnecessary, but again, that's fine. Where did you come from? And me, well, if you can win, I'll tell you. I don't really want to know, I'll be honest. I are challenged by Backpacker Jill. And sends out Petalil. Petalil, definitely not the best thing to have to deal with, but you know what? After seeing that Cottony, you might as well try to beat you with a slash. Now, let's hope this doesn't backfire on me. Slash attack. Sleep powder. Oh, that's just rude. I don't want to be put to sleep. Alright, I guess we're switching. We already got too many statuses to deal with here. Synthesis, you don't heal that much because we're on the sand, thankfully, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, look how little that healed them. Just a good air cutter to win the day. My first battle, and I lost? Anyways, time to wake up Sleeping Beauty over here. I have an awakening right over here. Too bad it's my last one, sadly. As the game mocks me for. Super potion. The fun of traveling around the world is having serious battles with a lot of Pokemon I meet. Alright, Waylon. This guy's wailing. Anyways. Blitzo level 19. Alright, and the sand benefits me here. I have doubled speed. It'll be very easy to get my dig off. And down you go. Whoa, you're the top crusher of the best in the world, but what do I know? Let's see, I don't think this guy's a battleable NPC. When I look at the freeway, I feel exhilarated. Oh there! Even in the middle of construction, a trainer will battle! You're doing this on the job. Why would you do that? Then again, this is also the Pokemon world where electricians and things can just battle people in the middle of their job, so I guess it wouldn't have made much sense, or it would make more sense for a miner, like, what do I call it, one of those diamond miner dudes to do the same thing, I guess. Alright, we're all getting Rolla, or construction worker, I guess in this case. Alright, Rock 10 moves I'm not too worried about, though you might have Sturdy. Didn't get to raise my attack. Rock Blast is not going to do anything. Despite being resisted, that does a bit more than I thought it would. I shouldn't resist Slash, or shouldn't do a resisted Slash. Let's do another Metacle for a chance to raise my attack, which did not happen. Alright, and Timbarius. Alright, a very strong dig should do the trick. Yeah, there's a certain ground type move I can't wait to get. Alright, hopefully that puts it in range to die to this dig. Goodbye. And we are now level 27. I'm digging myself into a big hole. Alright, is this guy gonna battle me? A traveling backpacker meets a traveling trainer, yep. Alright, you're challenged by Backpacker Jerome with a Pidove. Come on, Velvetro. Alright, thankfully our speed is doubled. We can't hit it with Dig, but we can hit it with Slash. And then he uses Priority. Honestly, good move. One more Slash to do the trick. And he quick attacks again. Not the biggest fan of that. I may have been traveling to meet you, just kidding. Alright. Now we have ourselves a gate to the next city. So why don't we put Balsif in the front, while the two who are injured or statused have a little rest. Hello, Spare Bear. Come here. Jeez, come here, rude. Lisa called and was asking me all about electric-type Pokemon, and I thought about you guys. That's why I wanted to see you. Ta-da! Freebies for you. Here's Sharon. You too, Spare Bear. You got Ultra Balls. The way that's worded, I'm not gonna point that out any further. If you see a Pokemon that you want to have join you, be sure to use a good type of Pokeball, because this could be the first and last time you see that Pokemon. I know it might seem strange for me to say this, since I'm the one who asked you to complete the Pokédex, but please, remember to enjoy your journey. Of course, I'm not saying you can just neglect the Pokédex, but you know that. Now, if you'll please excuse me, I have to go meet Bianca. It seems the professor gave us the Pokédex as a reason to send us on a journey. At least, that was what my mom told me. They wanted us to go out and see the world, so my mom, Bianca's mom, and your mom made a request to Professor Juniper. Spare Bear, what should we do now? I think I'd like to show the professor my thanks by going to Route 4 and catching some Pokemon I haven't caught yet. Go ahead and do that. We got a gym to deal with, or at least another encounter. Look at the electric bulletin board to see what's happening in Nimbasa City. Okay then, I'll look at it like you say. Run and battle. Trains never stop. Battle subway in Nimbasa City. Why do I feel like I've read that before? Anyways. Nothing in the trash can. Now we're on to a pretty neat city. That being Nimbasa City. Uh-oh. Trouble. Gramps, we know you run the daycare. Man, respect your elders. How do we know? Because we're Team Plasma. We're taking Pokemon away from people. Since you work at the daycare, we figure you must have a lot of Pokemon. Hand them over. What kind of nonsense is this? Oh, a strong-looking trainer. Please help me. If you're going to get in our way, we'll take your Pokemon too. You ain't taking nothing. No way you could take these nuts. Ow! Anyways, challenged by our grunts. And to watch Burgh. Huh. I've dealt with one of these guys before. Alright, Arm Thruster. Okay, you're just gonna stall. I never understood the point of NPCs using Protect and Detect. Literally all it does is waste time, nothing more. Yeah, you can't use it twice. What do you think? Who do you think you are, a VGC player? Piss off with that. Alright, level 31. And we're learning Heat Crash. Yes, we are definitely learning that move. That move is wonderful. I still want to keep Flame Charge for speed control, though. Alright, and to Rubbish. A Poison Tap. We haven't actually seen it yet, up until now. Alright, Heat Crash does more damage based on the user's weight relative to the opponent's weight. So the lighter the opponent, but the heavier the user, the stronger the attack. Plasma, wah! And for a while up until Generation 8, Heat Crash was the signature move of the Tepig line. This went downhill fast, so I think we'd better run. Let's hide out at the amusement park. Thank you so much. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. It's a brand new bike. I'd always planned on riding around Nimbasa City, but I never ended up riding it. Alright, you obtained the bicycle. I have a daycare on Route 3. If you have any Pokemon you want me to raise, please drop them off. I just came to sightsee, but I got into a lot of trouble. And now with that being said, we can have 2 Pokemon in daycare instead of just 1. Spare Bear, no what? You didn't just see me fight those grunts? No? Okay. The professor told me Nimbasa City has a lot of things to see and do. The amusement park, big stadiums, small court, and the battle subway. A battle facility. I like the battle subway. Though we won't be doing that in this run. I'm going to see the Pokemon musical. See you later. Alrighty. Well, the first things first, I want to go to the Pokemon Center. Secondly, After we're done healing, we can go get our last encounter for the episode in Route 4, or Route 5, excuse me. Technically, we can get 2 encounters, actually. Yeah, might as well do both encounters this episode. My beauteous... I made it on Route 5. I'm pretty sure it will be popular in musicals. Nimbasa City rocks! There was a guy who gave me an HM called Strength for free. He's somewhere near this Pokemon Center, so why don't you look for him? We might actually need that. Strength will actually be pretty good for other obstacles later on in the game. They're not required obstacles. I'm pretty sure they're all optional. Alright, was it this guy who gives me that? As it happens, Nimbasa City is a major destination for Pokemon battles. There are Pokemon trainers in lots of these buildings. Leisurely trips by train. Riding from Gear Station to Annabelle Town feels a bit like a dream. Annabelle Town is actually an optional city in this game that you won't really see most often because you won't really need to. We athletes at our Pokemon show excellent teamwork. We can see it at big stadium and small course, so please stop by. Alright, that's a way to train Pokemon, especially during the post-game, but we're not going to do that right now. Spaber, you know what? I just look at the musical theater too, it's so cool. Since you're here, come on, Spaber. Come with me, over here, over here. Oh, come on, I'm trying to get an encounter, Bianca. God damn it. This game keeps forcing me to do things I don't want to do. Okay, we're here. Let's go in. Imagine if she just left me there expecting me to walk in, but then I left her. Amazing! Isn't it? Hello, you two. How do you do? I'm the owner of this theater. Pleasure to meet you. Wow, he rhymes. Oh, I must say that you two seem like phenomenal trainers. What do we do here? We use props to make your Pokemon fashionable and glamorous. Do you want to join in and play dress up? To get you started, here's a prop case. It's very similar to the coin case in the Gen 2 games. Alright, Spaber, obtain the prop case. Prop case goes into the key items case. The prop case lets you store props from decorating your Pokemon. First off, you need to pick a Pokemon. Oh, great. Yeah, let's put Velvet in there. Then, it's time to play Dress Up. Alright, I guess I can use the stylus for this, or in my case, the mouse. Yes, game, I think I know how that works. We might as well give her this pink bow. And a little parasol. How the hell is a mole holding that? I don't know. Don't ask me. I might as well put this on. Kinda make sure... Oh. Pink bow's better. Alright, and... I guess this in this hand. This is kind of just a dumb side little event, I guess the game kind of forces you into, and it's really stupid in my opinion. I mean, I think I did it a little bit back in elementary school, but to be honest with you, I'm not that interested in it. And this is coming from the guy who actually kind of likes Pokestar Studios in the second game. But again, that's a discussion for another day. Wow, the two of you did a fantastic job coordinating everything. I literally put like 4 things on my Pokemon and that was it. Utterly charming. If you have a Pokemon you can play dress up, you can participate in the Pokemon musical. Would you will to please join us? The receptionist can explain everything. Let us stay and brief farewell. Let's say a brief farewell. I can't read. I eagerly anticipate seeing you on stage. Oh, I don't know what to do. Doing the musical would be totally cool, but there's other stuff I want to do. Okay, that's it. Oh, you're just gonna leave me here? Alright. I made up my mind. I'm going to see the sights in Nimbasa. See you, Spaber. Screw you. You dragged me over here for what? At least I can exit. No need to do the... Uh-oh. Daddy problems. Daddy, what are you doing here? I've come to take you back home, of course. Your mother told me that you'd made it all the way out here. Haven't you gone far enough? No way! I'm going to keep traveling with Spaber and my Pokemon. Absolutely not! Others do things their way, and we do things our way. Is that so? Then, how about you do things your way, and I'll do things mine? Also good mindset. Sweetie, you keep going on your travels. Oh, sweetie, you keep going on your travels. I'm gonna give her the white girl voice. Hey, who do you think you are? This is a family matter. My name's Lisa. I'm this town's gym leader, and I also happen to be a model. You know, there are many Pokemon or people in this world. There are people whose ways of thinking may be completely different from yours. Sometimes this means you may get hurt. Of course. That's exactly right. It's because I'm worried about that. But it's important to keep trying to learn about the differences between yourself and others. To learn that being different is okay, and you shouldn't worry. Trainers always have Pokemon at their side. Pokemon are wonderful. It's not only how cute they are, or they can be, but also how much you can depend on them. Please, I know there's gonna be painful stuff like you were worrying about. I know, really, I get it. But, like, listen, there'll be tons of nice people too. Okay, what else? Since I've been traveling with Pokemon, I've already gotten tougher. I could totally tell your highest level Pokemon is level 20. Shut up. So please. I guess. If wanting to continue your journey is selfishness on your part, wanting to stop you is selfishness on mine. I'm surprised to find I'm the one being childish at my age. This gym leader's comments helped me wake up. Bianca, I'm sure it's better that you take the path you want to take now. I hope that your journey will be fine. Bon voyage. Spare, please. Take care of my little girl, okay? That's not my job. That's her Pokemon's job. Papa, I'll come home after. I'll find out what I really want to do. I'm sure he traveled as a trainer himself in the past. Being a parent must be hard. Did I meddle unnecessarily? I mean, thankfully you did, or else you wouldn't be going on her journey. You look troubled, so I decided to chime in. By the way, if you're trainers, please stop by the Pokemon gym. I'll teach you a little something about how tough a journey can get. She's so cool. I want to be a totally cool woman, like Elisa. You do end up being a pretty cool woman later on in the next game. Spoiler alert. I wonder how I'll get there. Well, before that, I guess I need to discover what I really want to do. See you later, Spare Bear. Fun fact, in the anime, Bianca's father actually has to battle Ash. I'm surprised we didn't have to battle him here. And funnily enough, I think Ash lost to him, if I remember correctly. And Ash made a wager saying that if he loses, he would have to go back to Palatown or some garbage. He lost, but then he was like, nah, don't go back to Palatown. So what the fuck was the point of those stakes? I don't get it. Whatever. Anyways, let's go get some encounters to end things off. We got 2 encounters today that we could get. Besides the one we already got in Route 4. I wonder who writes the news on the bulletin board. Me too, man, me too. Trash can's empty. Alright, we can go over here for a nice secret item. Oh, you see that bridge over there? We actually can't go onto it because the bridge is risen until we've defeated the gym. Just as a nice little way to keep us from progressing too early. But anyways, we got ourselves a Hyper Potion. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Alright, if you get Rustling Grass in this route, there's actually a certain special Pokemon that can show up potentially. But first, I think we should have Kisara in the front. And we'll stay right in this patch of grass over here. And our encounter is a Gothita. Not the biggest fan, to be fair, but there are areas later in the game where Gothita can be found, so that's good dupe's claws right there. Thankfully fairy types don't exist yet, so let's have Elise out here. So we won't have to worry about his pesky psychic type moves. Alright, double slab, not ideal, I'll be honest. Alright, 3 times, that's not bad. And you do 3 hit per damage. Alright, Fake Out, just get a little chip damage on you. And now let's start throwing some Pokeballs. I could use Grass on it, wouldn't do that much, I don't think. Alright, how many Ultra Balls did you give us? 11, goddamn. Alright. Here you go. And I know exactly what I'll name her if we catch her. Burgh, can't use items, that's fine, we weren't going to. Well, besides Pokeballs, that is. Thankfully, that doesn't apply to Pokeballs, imagine if it did. Alright, and now we have ourselves a Gothita, in case we need a Psychic type. Alright, Gothita, the fixation Pokemon. The ribbon-like feelers increase their psychic power. They are always staring at something. Would you want a nickname, QOTD? Yes, I will. And our nickname today will be Marta Lualdi from Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, one of the main heroines of that game. So that's what I'll be naming her. And fun fact, Marta Lualdi is also voiced by the wonderful Laura Bailey. Just wanted to mention that. And there we go. Alright, with that being said, I won't fight any of the trainers here, but another Pokemon's gonna run into me. Trubbish can be found on this route, and I believe... Oh, Timachino can be found on this route as well. No, obviously, can be found as well. And there's certain other Pokemon that I don't want to bring up just yet that can be found in this route and will be found in later routes too. They can be found in the same wrestling grass just like Audino. Alright, let's go straight on over to the next route. And there's a nice little special item that we can get as well from here. Not, I guess from this baseball guy. Let's train Pokemon vigorously. You who like training, and you who don't like training. Let's train our Pokemon by giving them the ease. Nuts! I made that joke already again, I'm sorry. Anyways, Macho Brace, which will double the EVs that you get when you're battling certain Pokemon, or just Pokemon period, for your Pokemon. So it's very good for EV training, though too bad you can't really keep track of them in this game. Alright, a Pokemon's speed decreases when it holds a Macho Brace, but it grows stronger. It's a tool that is a bit difficult to use, but that's the way it goes. Hey, you can't, no pain, no gain, as they say, right? A camper has been parked in Lost Run Forest on Route 16. I wonder how long it's been there. This way leads to Route 16, a marvelous bridge. Alright, the Pokemon here are relatively leveled as well. I don't want to run into this police officer. Oh, come on. Fine. I'm Patron. I'll check your strength, too. Alright, Herdier, that's fine. Level 24. Got a bit of a level jump here, eh? Intimidado, that's fine. Rock Smash. Work up. Oh, that's not good. Let's up shit first booster Rock Smash kills. Not quite, but we should be able to take one attack, right? Takedown is going to hurt a bit. Oof. Yeah, this man is strong. Thankfully, we'll level up from this encounter. We are now level 27. He was so strong that I couldn't help falling back. Alright, let us switch Balsif into the front to take a few hits. And there's some cyclists on this route that I'm going to try avoiding. There's an owl for frick's sake, as I just said. I was trying to avoid, but I didn't. Ting-ling-ling. I will have a Pokemon battle at this speed. Alright, Cyclist Krissa. And as I said in the previous episode, or the episode before that, oh god, a ducklet. As I said in the episode before this, I always thought the female scientists were really hot in this game, and this female cyclist is quite cute, I think. Alright, both of your types screw me over, and I am not the biggest fan of that. Honestly, I don't think I have too many options for this. Alright, let's just go to Hubert, I guess. Bubble Beam shouldn't do too much. We have heightened special defense. Alright, good. Not bad at all. Air Cutter won't do much, sadly, and it misses. How about just straight up not do anything, apparently? Alright, not much damage. That's good. Air Slash hit, please. That would be really nice. Flinch. No flinch. Alright, thankfully we can use Restore Cover. God damn these crits. Alright, Restore Cover. It's a good alternative to using potions, even. Keep him nice and healthy. Our Aerial Ace doesn't miss, and uses his lower attack stat, which is very good for us. I hit your Air Cutter. Thank you. Now there's the crit that we needed. Alright, Late Purd. I think we should switch back into Balsa for this one. All you're gonna have are Dark type moves. Here he swipes. Alright, arm thruster. Pursuit, resisted attack, that's fine. Goodbye. I'm upset because I lost, so I'll be ringing the bell, ding-a-ling. Oh, come on, dude, real? Hopefully this is the last fight before the Lost Horn Forest. Amazing to find a quiet spot like this right next to the big city. Wow, I'm getting a little excited, so I want to have a battle. Alright, backpacker Stefan. Or Stefan like that one guy in the anime. Uh-oh, Drillbur. I'm not the biggest fan of that, he might try to dig. Honestly, I should be high enough leveled. Even if he goes for a dig, I could just switch into what I'm gonna call next turn. That doesn't matter, alright, we're fine. I have to calm down. Alright, what will we find in here? What will we see? Gothita, that's dupes. Alright, good to know their levels as well. Frisky Frisk. Alright, that means my Gothita has competitive, which is actually very useful, especially against those pesky intimidators. Once again, dupes. No, wrestling grass, I'm not gonna do that. Kuzu might get an auto now. That would've been nice if I was grinding right now, but sadly no. Minchino! That will be our encounter for this route. And to male Minchino. Alright, because it's male Minchino, there was a certain name I was gonna name it, but sadly it looks like we won't be able to do that. Though that means I can get a Chinchino if I want to. Alright, let's just start chucking Ultra Balls, I guess. Which will double the Pokemon's catch rate, making it easier to catch. Alright, 1, a 2, a 3, yes, come on. And in the ball we go, we got ourselves a Minchino. Unintentional rhyme, but I'm rolling with it. Alright, you know, actually, I know exactly who I'll name this after. They greet one another by rubbing each other with their tails, which are always kept well-groomed and cleaned. Minchino, then Chinchilla Pokemon. A normal type. And, after a Tales of character, because you are a dude, we will name you Quickie from Tales of Eternia. I remember naming a Galarian Lanoon this, or Zigzagoon this, in my Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke, so welcome back, Quickie. And this time I think I can use the spelling that I'd like to use, unless this is another one of those games that's going to stop me from doing that. Alright, there we go, let me use that name. Alright, and finally, why don't... You know what, let's keep using Ball Set. Ball Set didn't take any damage there. Alright, I've heard, I don't really want to fight this, but that's fine. There's already quite a bit of dupes on this route. Proceed, that doesn't do anything to me. Alright, we did get quite a bit of experience from that. Alright, Lost Horn Forest. Time for our last encounter for the episode. What's this item that we have here? A big mushroom. We will see quite a bit of grass types here. And just like Pinball Forest, we can also get the elemental monkeys here through the rustling grass. Now what's our encounter? A Cutany. I wish I got before, but now we can get again. Alright, time to just instantly throw an Ultra Ball. I think that's the best case scenario here. Also, this is the first generation to allow you to use the item that you last used before. Every generation from here on out will actually allow you to do that. Again, there's a lot of quality of life changes that this game brought out that later games will use, even to this day, in Scarlet and Violet as the latest Pokemon game at the time of me playing this game. But anyways, we got the Cottonee. And that's our last encounter for this episode. Cottonee, the Cotton Buff Pokemon. When attacked, it escapes by shooting cotton from its body. The cotton serves as a decoy to distract the attacker. I select a nickname for Katani. It is female. So of all the female Tales of characters, who should I name you after? And funny thing about Katani, it kind of looks like a really puffy fortress. Am I the only one who sees that in that little sprite? I don't know. I think I've got a good idea. Why don't we name you Tear Grant, one of the main female characters from Tales of the Abyss, who happens to be a healer / magic user in that game. So Tear Grant, the Cottony, joins the team. I don't need to put her last name, it's fine. Alright, that means I have a bit of a better grass type for this. I hope it has Prankster as well, that'd be really nice. Alright, let's get on out of here, we don't need to be here anymore. Alright, what will we find over here? Got pizza, don't need to fight you. Frisk. Yeah, you know, I'm holding a charcoal, oh boy. Alright, back in Nimbasa City, let us heal real quick, and take a look at our encounters, and I'll make a new team, well, at least an updated team in the next episode. And hopefully that Cottony I caught has Prankster. I could probably grind for a Sunstone later on so I can get a Whimsy Scots later, but we may not need to do that, at least for now. Probably save that for the next gym, in fact. Let's look at the Pokemon status. Alright, we have Frisk. Alright, not competitive. Technician, which could actually be pretty useful. And Infiltrator. I want Prankster. Oh, well, at least I can go against screens. That's pretty cool, I guess. Alright, let's rearrange the party around. How close is Hubert to leveling up? You know, I might as well just do one little match with Hubert real fast if you don't mind me. Might as well. Alright, back to Route 5. Normally the encounter rate's pretty high in this game, so... wonder why... Alright, there we go. Alright, each Rubish. Poison type that we do not need. I always liked Trebuch's little animation. I remember back in the 3rd grade I always tried to imitate it. My mother would say that was just me stretching, when I was just imitating this little animation over here. Alright, Air Slash, and down you go. I remember I was also playing a Namco Museum game on the DS at that time too. But anyways, Hubert is now level 32, and we get something nice and special. Also, again, my attack is way higher than the special attack stat. Alright, what? Hubert is evolving? And see when Wolf is on. Yeah, used to that. I'm gonna say its name like that quite a while. And the first fully evolved Pokemon we have in this playthrough. I don't think there's much of a point in healing. We didn't really take any damage in that. Also, I think I mentioned this on my Generation 5 tier list, but I think that Unpheasant's got an alright. Like, male Unpheasant has an alright design, while the female one's design's a little bland, I guess. But no, we're gonna stand right in front of here. And so, allow me to save, because you know what they say, it's good to keep a record. Here's what the team is looking like right now. Alright, and that'll be it for this episode of the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke. If you all enjoyed this and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Hit one of the videos you see on screen now on YouTube and that bell button for more. Consider answering the question of the day in the link in the description below, as well as becoming a YouTube member for $3 a month and a subscriber for $6 a month for wonderful bonuses such as an ad-free experience. Alright, for those of you on Twitch, let's send this off with a quick raid, and today I believe we shall raid Alright, who's new over here who's also playing Pokemon Black and White? Oh, let's raid Cromzox Socks. Send her unwavering love and support. Alright, and thank you all for watching. Have a terrific day.